Time, weather, and
Always. How you doing, everybody? I'm Chief Meteorologist Denis Phillips. Heat's still the hot topic of weather conversation, right? Just smashed the previous record for rainfall in Tampa. Still a very nice day. We've got some clouds out there, even a couple of sprinkles as another front rolls through the area. Most of us wake up to sunshine and then very warm temperatures in the afternoon. For temperatures, they're going up and they're staying up. Really nice forecast, especially if you're planning on going to the beach or the pool. Rain chances very slim. It's another beautiful day in store. It's going to bring us a very high chance of storms. Isolated showers across the area. Mother Nature likes to remind us that it isn't set by a calendar. We're always on it for you, just in case things begin to pop.
Streaming from the ABC Action Weather Center in Studio A, this is Denis Phillips Live.
Sponsored by New South Window Solutions. Made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers.
How you doing, everybody? It is a Tuesday night edition of Denis Phillips Live. How goes it? We actually have quite a bit of weather to talk about. What was a one hatched area in the tropics is now two. And obviously we had some much needed rain across our area. Not everybody got it, but coverage was pretty solid. And that came on the heels of increasing drought restrictions or water restrictions because of the drought today. And those extensions last until July. But I mean, I think we all know if we were to get an unusual amount of rain, they can back off on it or they can extend it, obviously, depending on how things go. So, you know, we had rain. We will get some more from a different set of circumstances that come this way. South Florida is going to get a lot of rain over the next 36 to 48 hours, southeastern Florida especially. But as you see behind me, there's still a pretty significant drought. So let's see what we have going on tonight. We're going to be talking about Thanksgiving travel. We're going to be talking about cooler weather for our Thanksgiving here. That's the way it looks right now. And again, I think the key to everything is, you know, today Swift Mud came out and extended the drought restrictions, excuse me, the water restrictions. So I think the key to everything is if we all go out and wash our car tomorrow, inevitably it will rain a lot. I mean, we all know that works. So I think that should be our plan of attack. Like I know some people, when a hurricane's coming, they go and they put their fans out. You know, the whole butterfly effect. Well, if it's a little bit here, by the time it gets to that, it's going to be a big gale. But, you know, there was some rain out there today. And we have Jules here. Anna Maria, good to see you. We've got, gosh, I don't know. Is it pronounced Dania, Danya? None of the above? All of the above? I'm not sure. But hello to you. We have from Largo. I'm going to guess. Well, there is a Jamia, so maybe it's a Dania, because Jamia is also in our chat here. Dave, how goes it? Carol, good to see you in Clearwater with some rain today. How about that? Bradenton's in the house with Kathleen. Stephen in Clearwater. Good to see you, Stephen. We have got Courtney in Bradenton, or Kathy in Bradenton, rather. Steve, how are you doing? The other Steve. Pittsburgh Steve. We have Clearwater Steve. We have Pittsburgh Steve. Abby, good to see you. Dominique from Newport Richie. Gosh, I keep saying Dania or Dania or Dania. I'm going to go Dania. That's what survey says Dania, but let me know. Kristen, how you doing, Kristen? Good to see you. Mary, it is raining in Lillman. That is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Denise is not poolside with the rain. Understandable. Joyce in Ellington, how are you? Heather, good to see you. Becky, Newport Richie, finally got a little bit of rain. Mindy saying the same thing. Is it raining in Newport Richie now? It is not. We will show you radar in just a second. Happy Tuesday to you, Sandy. Eva, it is raining and not sideways. So happy in Kenneth City. So Eva's enjoying the rain. Denise, it is raining in Odessa. Liz, how are you? Leisha, good to see you as always. Heather got a bit of rain. Terry in Brooksville, nice to see you. Spring Hill, your next door neighbor, Victoria. Southwest Florida is Heather. Southwest Florida is going to get more rain than we're going to get, I think. Lynn, very glad for the drizzle. Kelly in St. Pete, good to see you. Hudson's in the house with Susan, just kind of misting all day. Yeah, not everybody got, in fact, most people didn't get any kind of measurable rain. Some did. Jim, how are you? Good to see you. Everybody seems to be enjoying the rain. It's Nikia. Good evening to you. Courtney in Riverview. Gardens happy. Kathy in Hudson. Just a little better than nothing. Anthony, that's my take too. At least it's better than nothing. Kathy wants to know how the Christmas decorating is going. We're on the roof about 5 hours. I got to tell you a story. So, and I mentioned this in the thread for my Christmas stuff. So I'm up on the roof and, starting to put the lights on. It's a 2-week process. And my neighborhood has a light debut, and it's like a block party for the people in the neighborhood. And they have it at our place, and we kind of debut the lights, and everybody brings a potluck, and it's a lot of fun. We did it last year for the first time. It was actually a lot of fun. And so anyway, my son Shay came over because he saw that I dropped a hammer on my forehead. He's like, Dad, I'm going to come over and help you because you're going to kill yourself. So he comes over, and because there's so many people in the driveway and in the street when we do this, I wanted to make sure that everybody could kind of hear the music, because I mix the music with the lights. You know how that thing works. And last year I noted that it wasn't really loud enough because there were so many people and they were standing and sitting pretty far away from my house, and there was a lot of, the depth of all the people. It absorbs the sound, so you couldn't really hear it well. So my son Shay and I are out there, and we have a couple of speakers, and we're moving one here, we're moving one here, we're moving them around to try to get the sound where it would be best so everybody could hear. 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. 2 in the middle of the afternoon on a Sunday, right? So we were out there, 15, 20 minutes. Played Mercy Me's version of Silent Night 2 or 3 times. Kind of a laid-back song. A couple of Mannheim Steamroller songs, and then went inside. 10 minutes later, Ryan's like, Dad, the police are at the door. I'm like, what did I do this time? So someone who I believe I know who it is, someone called the police, and they're like, because of the noise, because we were testing the speakers with Christmas music. And he was very nice. He's like, look, I get it. It wasn't on anymore. I don't hear anything, And I said, well, you might as well mark it in your calendar that you'll be here in a couple of weeks too, because we're going to have the actual event where all the neighbors come over, and it's going to be as loud, if not louder, because there's going to be lots of people. So yes, it took me about 3.5 hours, and someone, I know who the person was, Grinch, in the middle of the afternoon called the police because we were literally playing a couple of Christmas music songs. You know what? What do you do? It just made me laugh. I mean, it did. It just made me laugh. So anyway, there you go. That is how at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That is correct, Joni. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the police was very apologetic. He's like, look, I don't see the problem. But you got to follow up. I mean, that's the job. They got to follow up. Oh my heavens. Some people, right? Some people. I will give you updates. And you know what? We may even do a live shot from my house that night, because if it happens again, we can go live, and that would be viral. That would be viral video, don't you think? So exactly, Joni just said we need to live stream the debut. So it would be very, very funny. And I will tell you, okay, the hot chocolate nights are supposed to be the 2nd and 3rd Saturday and I will tell you, I won't get into any details, would not be appropriate, even though I should. The previous person in that house was the sweetest person in the world. Sweetest person in the world. And, go over and fix her sprinklers and, do all this kind of stuff, because that's what neighbors do, right? But unfortunately, she passed away, and someone else is in there now, and just unbelievable. Anyway, I digress. So yes, 2nd and 3rd Saturday of December. And, you know, we typically, you know, we do the hot chocolate. We're going to try our best to maybe just encourage more walk-ups to avoid the traffic, because the traffic's always crazy in our neighborhood anyway. With Christmas lights, it just is. But we're going to try to encourage as many walk-ups as we can, because one, that gives you a chance, you know, to look around the whole neighborhood, because I mean, the neighborhood's, you guys know, it's gorgeous. So many amazing houses, so many new people in the neighborhood that have already decorated. I just can't wait. I mean, it just warms my heart to see all the Christmas spirit. And for the people who say that they want to wait until Thanksgiving, that's good for you too. I mean, we're not going to light anything until Thanksgiving, but for me, it takes 3 weeks to put all this stuff up, because there's a lot of stuff. Dolly, you hit the nail on the head. Well, they will be there, Susie. As a matter of fact, the police, we hire out Pinellas County sheriffs to handle traffic on that second and third Saturday of December, because there's lots of cars. Now, granted, last year I haven't checked it. I went out to even measure the backups. On days we didn't do hot chocolate, the traffic was just as big on Saturdays. And on Christmas Eve especially, when we don't do anything, because it's just, a lot of people like to come look at the lights. Last I checked, that's why you put up Christmas lights, because you encourage people to come see them, and it's awesome, and everybody feels good, and it's a great thing, right? That's what I always thought. So anyway, so that is the time frame of what we have planned, and I'll let you know more as we get into December. I'd love everybody to show up. Again, we have hot chocolate. We're going to have rule number 7 tumblers and coffee mugs and merchandise and stuff. And again, you know, proceeds go to Children's Miracle Network, and also a few other places as well. Feeding Tampa Bay, we've done in the past, and Suncoast Animal League, and some other stuff as well. All right, so let's talk about what's going on out there over the next few days. We actually have some pretty interesting stuff. We're going to start with the drought situation, which obviously has not changed. It does have a lot of turkeys on the lawn. You are correct, Regina. There are a lot of people who have that. There's no doubt. So there it is. The drought index is obviously high. The extreme drought for Pinellas, southwestern Hillsborough, western Manatee, and Sarasota. And then moderate to dry elsewhere. All right, so there's the rain. We had that east to southeast flow today. And it just brought some, you know, I mean, a couple of people here at the station were like, oh, it was a dreary, nasty day. I'm like, read the room. We need the rain. And having a day like today is a great thing, because it gives at least some areas a chance to see some rain. And it didn't come all at once, so it actually got to soak in a little bit. But yeah, it's not going to impact the drought. It's going to take months. Because think about it. It took 7 or 8 months for us to get into a drought. It's not going to be solved in 7 or 8 hours. Bridget, how goes it? Yes, I do my Jimmy Stewart impersonation. This is true. So there's a look at, which, by the way, It's a Wonderful Life is my favorite movie of all time. So there's the rain that's still falling over Pinellas County. Closer look right now from my neighborhood down all the rest of Pinellas. Just some light to moderate rain. And then Pasco is drying out a little bit right now. Hernando picking up a little bit of rain. Here, I'm going to actually move this around a little bit so you can kind of see. All right, so here you go. So there's a look at Citrus and Hernando, Sumter. You know, the northern fringe of the rain right here from around Countryside Boulevard, Tampa Road in Oldsmar, west toward Crystal Beach, Ozona area, back toward Dunedin, Clearwater. Hillsborough County right now, nothing. Actually, that's not true. A little bit up in Lutz. Actually, a little moderate, small and moderate shower right there in Lutz, over 41. And then Manatee County picking up from southwestern Manatee to central Sarasota County, picking up some rain there. That continues to move west. Here, I'll put it in motion for you here. You can watch the last hour. Moving to the northwest. So all of this is moving to the northwest, which is why Pinellas is still in the crosshairs for some more rain over the next couple of hours. But by far, the heavy rain, again, is South Florida. Now, that is going to continue to move across, and as it does, it'll probably weaken. But there is a look at where the heaviest rain will eventually end up going. Okay? Now, we'll look at Futurecast on this. I'll tell you, it's probably not going to be tremendously accurate. It's a pretty tricky forecast. I'll tell you why in a second, but you've got a double-barreled area of low pressure developing. Wanda, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Again, all stars go to our Children's Miracle Network, as is Dolly. Thank you very much. So, oh, and by the way, the folks who were asking, so we did have some new coffee cups that we added as well. They are now big size. They're 15 ounce. There's some smaller ones and some bigger ones. And I just posted that on the Facebook page. All right. The tropics are not done, Steve. I'll show you why in just a second. So there is a look at just a beautiful picture right there. You've got your light to moderate rain. It's all moving west-northwest. And will continue for several hours. All right, Futurecast. I'm going to go ahead and go hour by hour for you on this. So overnight, a few lingering showers, but mostly cloudy. That's about it. I think it'll be mostly dry in the morning, but the clouds will linger. Now look at south. Sarasota, Manatee County south, you are going to have a better chance of rain tomorrow than our central and northern counties. Here's the time frame. That's 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's a Great American Teach-In. I'm doing 5 or 6 schools tomorrow morning in about a 4-hour stretch. That is going to be challenging to get there to all the schools. I'm going to, I can't remember the names. I'm going to Lila Davis. I think that's one of them. I know that's a school. I think that's the one I'm going to. My friend, a friend of our family, she's a teacher there, and I'm going to her school. I think it's Lila Davis. And then I'm going to Tarpon Fundamental, going to Ozona, going to Sunderland, going to, I got to write all these down. I never write all these down. All right, so anyway, so there's tomorrow at noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You notice the south getting some decent rain. So maybe Sarasota and Manatee, especially Sarasota, will have a better chance. But here's what's going on. Hold on a second. I wonder if I can see. Let me zoom out so you can see the whole area. Okay, ignore the words, but I'm doing this to show you the areas. So look at this spin in the northern Gulf. See that? See the spin in the northern Gulf? There's your one area of low pressure. Now, the second one is the one in southwestern Florida. And it looks as though that you're going to have what your main area right now is in the northern Gulf, my Peter Brady impersonation, and the bigger one that's forming is right there across South Florida. Now that yellow, that is actually turned into a hatched area by the Hurricane Center. There, after this moves through, they think there's going to be a slight chance that this could develop. But look at the area just kind of spinning in the northern Gulf for us. So that is Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, overnight Wednesday night, Thursday morning. The low is just kind of meandering. And it eventually is going to lift northeast. But it's going to weaken as it does so. But during that time, there will be some rain coming in off the Gulf, mostly Wednesday night into Thursday and Thursday afternoon. Now I'll go back and take it from our viewpoint. So there's tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, look at Thursday morning. You get some banding is a strong word, but you get a slug of moisture coming in from the Gulf on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. But notice where most of it stays just offshore. And when it starts to move onshore, a lot of this is going to weaken. But then in the afternoon or the early evening on Thursday, see, again, I personally think the accuracy of this modeling is going to be pretty limited. But what this tells us is that tomorrow will be cloudy, mostly cloudy, only some scattered showers tomorrow, unless you live in our southern counties. Tomorrow night, and more importantly, Thursday morning into the afternoon, I do think there's a better chance that some of this rain will try to stack up a little bit along the coast. And then it's gone. It is gone from there. Now, what about the holidays? Well, there it is. Anita, how you doing? So there it is. No, rain, Jose Mesa, former pitcher of the Rays. No, not a lot of rain tomorrow, except for, again, Southern. Yes, Regina. Yep. No, I'm not going to Tarpon Springs Elementary. I'm going to Tarpon Fundamental. So out in Fort Lauderdale Friday, can fly in on Friday. Yeah, Friday you should be okay, Angie. Later tomorrow into early Thursday, Lauderdale is going to get some rain. So look at what we're showing you here. Temperature's seasonal, a lot of clouds, maybe warming up early next week, and then another front comes in. Valerie, how are you? And when that next front comes in the middle of next week, Thanksgiving looks to cool down. How about that? Key West on Thursday, Kathy, not a nice day. From there, notice how the heaviest rain is south of I-4, and then by Friday it starts to clear out. How you doing, Vived? Sherry and Crystal River, how are you? Good to see you. So there is the new tropical area. Now you've got the blob in the Caribbean that actually was red and now is orange. So the Hurricane Center is downgraded a little bit. Wednesday, you'll be fine, Bridget. Are you talking about this Wednesday or next Wednesday? Do tell. Tomorrow, Wednesday, there will be some scattered showers. Anthony, hopefully it will be good. Hopefully it will be good. So the orange area, as you see right there, that was red. That's going east, northeast. That'll have no impact. But you clearly see the area in the northern Caribbean that's ready to go across Cuba. That's the slug of energy that the Hurricane Center, I think, is eventually looking at that may try to develop once it goes out into the ocean. Little gusty tomorrow. Rough out in the bay. Not a good day to take the boat out. Not a good next Wednesday. Oh, you'll be fine, Bridget. It'll be nice. A lot of clouds in the morning, but not much rain, and some scattered showers in the afternoon. All right? So evening showers tonight, and then mostly cloudy overnight, dry mostly in the morning, and then again, dodging raindrops later Wednesday into Thursday, clearing on Friday. And next week looks to be beautiful. So let's look at the models. All right, we're going to start. This is 8 o'clock on, or 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So that's tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, you see that low just kind of meandering. Then you start to see that other low develop. Kind of transfer of energy. So you got your one, that's your main low right now, but look at the next one, pop, right there. That's the main low. As it develops and pulls away, and in that period of time, look at that. I mean, the GFS turns this into a tropical storm, which is probably why the Hurricane Center has it hatched. And that actually gets really, really close to the northeast as a strong tropical storm, maybe even a minimal hurricane, or maybe a nor'easter. Because look at what's on the other side of that storm. That, my friends, is the 540 line, and that is snow on the west-northwest area. So all of a sudden, you have a developing, this is the GFS, hashtag cha-ching, doesn't mean it's accurate. I'm just saying this is what it is. So, Sean, there you see it. There is your 540 line, and that is in 4 days. That's Sunday. That's Sunday morning. Okay? Sunday afternoon, Monday morning. Tuesday morning. Now we're talking travel at 144 hours. There's Tuesday morning. Wednesday morning. Look at that big blast of cold air coming into the plains. This is next Wednesday. Bridget, so there's what you were asking about. And then there is Thanksgiving, according to the GFS. If this is correct, the Macy's Day Parade could be seeing some inclement weather, maybe starting as rain, turning to snow. Again, it's a week out. It's probably not right. The wedding on Saturday, congratulations. You will be fine. You have no worries. So look at the cold air blasting in behind that front on Thanksgiving Day. And now the GFS is trying to develop a secondary low, but whatever, I don't buy it. The point is, certainly seems reasonable that that front can come right through, and then we see a nice little chill in the air. And look at all the snow in the Rockies right after Thanksgiving. Again, this is the GFS this far out. It's a week and a half out. It's meaningless. But, you know, it would not surprise us at all at the end of November to start seeing some overrunning, to see some snow and some ice there in the Ohio Valley. This is on the 26th. And some snow in the Rockies. And look how far south that 540 line goes. So let's see where it goes from there. Oh, boy. Look at the GFS. Holy cow. I had not looked at that. All right. So let's talk about this, folks. All right. So in an El Nino year, it is very, very common for the subtropical jet to get very active and for storms to develop and intensify quickly across the deep south and in the northern Gulf. Okay? The GFS, you guys know this. You've been on this show. We've been doing this show for a decade. You know we laugh and ridicule the GFS 10 to 12 days out. But as I watched White Men Can't Jump last night at like 2 a.m., you know, even a blind squirrel finds a nut from time to time. So, you know, it is certainly not out of the realm of possibility that you could not see something like this happen. When you get a low digging in, and then you get a blast of cold air coming in from the north behind it, and all of a sudden you've got quite an active weather pattern for the southeastern part of the U.S. This is this is the GFS doing what the GFS does. But the point is, you see a pattern like this, it is a pattern that is indicative of an El Nino season. So just something to look at down the road. Now, what does that mean for Florida? The majority of the time, it increases our risk of severe weather. It would increase, this would be like November 27th. It increases our risk of severe weather. It increases our risk of tornadic storms, and it's very common in the wintertime in an El Nino setup for this to happen. So they are, Bridget, identical. No, they're not. The Euro doesn't show anything close to it. So, but thank you for reminding me. So I do not have any information on the volcano, Sherry. I will be honest. I have not looked. I am focused on Christmas lights and rain because we had rain today. So yeah, so there it is. So again, my point is, I would anticipate starting in December through March having a more active stretch of development in the Gulf, more risks of severe thunderstorms, potentially with some long-track tornadoes. It is very common in the winter months during an El Nino for us to see that. And we need the rain. So hopefully that plays out that way. Without the severe weather, just the rain. But yeah, look at that 540 line really digging down almost into Mexico, as Anna Maria noted there. Now this is the GFS. As a matter of fact, look at the 540 line making it down almost into the Panhandle. By the way, if you're watching on our streaming app, thanks for watching. Have a great night. So But yeah, look at the 540 line all the way down to the Panhandle, and that's around the end of November. I mean, it can happen. I mean, you know how I ridicule the GFS with any model. Forget the GFS. Any model 10 to 12 days out is fantasy land. But what it's showing us is what we would expect to see this time of the year when we get into December in an El Nino, a far more active subtropical jet, and storms really kicking, really getting some energy like that, and bringing us the threat of some severe weather and the threat of this would be a significant snowstorm for the Ohio Valley. Next Wednesday, outdoor activities, Vic wants to know. Can't answer that for sure yet. Too early to know for sure. I will tell you most of our models are clearing us out and with some really nice weather on Wednesday and into Thanksgiving. But with the front coming through Wednesday, potentially, I guess there could be a few showers on Wednesday. Oh, look at that thing. You're home. So that's what we got. So anyway, one last look at the 7-day. Here you go. I will be back on Thursday. We may be tracking a few stronger storms on Thursday. Matter of fact, if tomorrow gets a little dicey or we start looking at some better rain chances, we will meet back up here again tomorrow at 7:30 as well. Because, even though we go Tuesdays and Thursdays, Ryan wants to show you the Christmas village that she helped to put together in the dining room. There is issues going on at the Phillips household right now that cannot be done, but hopefully they will be remedied by Thursday, and she can show you the Christmas village because it's done. So I can't help myself. Can't help it. So, but anyway, like I said, tomorrow if things get a little rough, we'll be back. If not, we'll be back on Thursday and give you a more of a holiday travel forecast coming up for the following week as well. All right? So keep our fingers crossed for more rain. Thanks for everything, guys. Remember, second and third Saturday of December is when we're going to do our hot chocolate, and we'll be talking a lot more about all that stuff throughout the next couple of weeks. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great night, and we'll see you on our next edition of Denis Phillips Live. See you guys.
Our southern weather is unpredictable.
We know you've seen a thing or two.
Like heavy rainstorms, extreme heat, and flying debris.
Your New South windows are custom built for your home and designed for extreme conditions.
That's why you need New South by your side.
Enjoy comfort, safety, and security.
We install peace of mind with our lifetime guarantee. Superior Windows, factory direct.
New South proud.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.